something is different this time. The trailer does not just tease a story. It hints at a shift that could change everything for Bertha and George. Power, pride, and love are all on the line. And for the first time, it feels like neither of them is fully in control. Hidden in a few quiet moments of the trailer is a message most people will miss, a sign that their relationship is about to face a test stronger than anything before. The real question is simple yet dangerous. Are they still building an empire together, or are they slowly standing on opposite sides of it? The trailer opens with a calm but heavy feeling, as if something important is about to happen. The visuals are elegant, but there is a sense of pressure hiding beneath the beauty. Every frame feels carefully chosen, and nothing looks or random. The setting reflects the world of high society, where every move matters and every word carries weight. This is not just about wealth or status anymore. It is about control, influence, and reputation. Bertha appears as strong and composed as always, but there is something more in her presence this time. She is not just reacting to events, she is shaping them. Her expressions suggest she is thinking several steps ahead, trying to hold her position in a world that never stops judging her. At the same time, there's a subtle hint that the pressure is starting to affect her. The calm mask she wears may not be as perfect as it once was. George, on the other hand, carries a different kind of energy. He still holds power, but the trailer shows moments where he seems distant, almost lost in thought. His role as a powerful man is clear, yet there is a quiet tension in his expressions. It feels like he is facing decisions that could affect not just his business, but his relationship as well. The way he looks at certain moments suggests conflict within himself, as if he is balancing duty against personal feelings. Together, Bertha and George still appear as a powerful couple, but the trailer carefully plants small moments that suggest cracks forming beneath the surface. Their connection is still present, but it is being tested. The tone of the trailer hints that this season is not just about external challenges, but about what happens when the strong personalities begin to push against each other. The foundation they built together is now being tested in ways that could either make them stronger or pull them apart. As the trailer continues, the focus slowly shifts from beauty and control to pressure and rising tension. The world around Bertha and George is no longer just a backdrop. It feels like a force pushing against them. Every glance, every pause, every quiet moment seems to carry meaning. The people around them are watching, waiting, and judging, and that adds another layer of stress to everything they do. It is clear that their position in society is not just something they enjoy. It is something they must constantly defend. Bertha stands at the center of this pressure. Her presence in the trailer suggests that she is determined to stay in control no matter what. There are moments where she seems confident and fully in command, as if she knows exactly what she wants and how to get it. But if you look closely, there are small signs that this control is being tested. A slight hesitation, a look that lasts just a second longer than usual, or a moment where her expression softens. These small details suggest that beneath her strength, there may be doubt growing quietly. George is shown in a different light, and his scenes carry a more internal kind of tension. He does not appear as expressive, but that does not mean he is calm. Instead, his silence feels heavy. There are moments where he seems to be holding back words, choosing not to speak even when it might be easier to do so. This creates a sense that something is building inside him, something that is not being fully expressed. His power is still there, but now it feels like he is questioning how to use it and what it might cost him. The trailer begins to show how their individual struggles are starting to affect each other. They are still connected, still operating as a team in many ways, but there's an undercurrent of tension that cannot be ignored. Small disagreements, differences in opinion, and unspoken thoughts begin to create distance. It is not a loud conflict, but a quiet one, the kind that grows over time if left unresolved. This section of the trailer is important because it shows that the relationship is no longer just about love or partnership. It is about survival in a world where every decision matters. The pressure from society, combined with their own ambitions, is slowly testing the strength of their bond. And the more the trailer unfolds, the more it becomes clear that this pressure is not going away anytime soon. Asterisk, as the trailer moves forward, the tension becomes harder to ignore. What once felt like a strong and stable relationship now begins to show quiet signs of strain. There are moments where Bertha and George are in the same space, yet it feels like they are miles apart. The silence between them speaks louder than any dialogue. It is in these pauses that the real story begins to unfold, showing us that something deeper is shifting beneath the surface. Bertha's confidence is still visible, but now it feels more controlled, almost guarded. She is no longer just building her image, she is protecting it. There are brief moments where her expression softens, suggesting that her emotions are closer to the surface than before. But she quickly pulls herself back into control, reminding us that she is not someone who easily lets her guard down. This inner struggle creates a powerful contrast, showing that even someone as strong as Bertha is not untouched by pressure. George, in contrast, carries a quieter but equally powerful tension. His presence feels heavier in this section of the trailer. He is not loud or reactive, but his stillness says everything. There are small moments where his eyes reveal concern or frustration, as if he is wrestling with decisions that he cannot openly share. This creates a feeling that he is holding something back, something important that could change the direction of their relationship. The dynamic between them begins to shift in subtle, meaningful ways. A simple glance no longer feels simple. A short exchange carries unspoken meaning. The trailer uses these small details to build a sense of emotional distance, even when they are physically close. It is clear that communication between them is not as open as it once was. Instead, there is hesitation, careful wording, and moments where truth seems to be avoided rather than spoken. This is where the trailer becomes more intense, because it shows that their connection is no longer just about shared goals. It is now about how much they are willing to reveal to each other. Trust becomes the silent question hanging between them. Are they still fully aligned? Or are they beginning to protect their own interests more than their shared future? What makes this section powerful is the feeling that nothing is fully said out loud. Instead, everything is suggested, hinted at, and left for the viewer to interpret. This creates a sense of unease, as if something is building toward a moment that cannot be avoided. The cracks are small, but they are real, and the longer they remain unaddressed, the more they threaten to grow into something much harder to fix. Asterisk, as the trailer reaches its most intense moments, everything begins to feel more serious and uncertain. The calm tension that was building earlier now turns into something stronger. It is no longer just about subtle expressions or quiet pauses. Now, the emotions feel closer to the surface, and the stakes feel much higher. Every moment shown here seems to carry weight, as if a single decision could change everything for Bertha and George. There are flashes in the trailer where their connection feels tested in a deeper way, not in loud arguments, but in the way they look at each other when no one else is around. These moments feel heavy, as if both of them are holding back thoughts that they are not ready to say out loud. It creates a sense of distance, even when they are standing side by side. This kind of emotional space can be more powerful than any spoken conflict, because it shows that something important is being left unsaid. Bertha, in these moments, appears more determined than ever. Her strength is still clear, but now it feels more driven, almost like she is pushing forward with a goal that cannot be stopped. At the same time, there is a quiet question in her presence. Is she willing to risk her relationship to achieve what she wants? Or is she trying to balance both worlds at once? It is this tension that makes her character feel even more layered and complex. George, on the other hand, seems to be reaching a point where silence may no longer be enough. His reaction suggests that he is aware of the changes happening between them. There is a sense that he is watching, thinking, and possibly reconsidering certain choices. His calm exterior remains, but the trailer hints that beneath it, there may be a decision forming that could shift everything. Whether he chooses to act or remain silent becomes a key question. The final moments shown in the trailer feel like a turning point rather than just a continuation. It is unclear whether this moment will bring them closer together or push them further apart. That uncertainty is what makes it so powerful. The trailer does not give a clear answer, but instead leaves us with a feeling that something important is about to happen, something that could define their future. What makes this section stand out is the emotional weight behind every frame. It suggests that Bertha and George are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to stronger unity, while the other leads to distance that may be hard to repair. And in a world where power and image matter so much, the biggest risk may not be losing status, but losing each other. Asterisk, when you slow down and really look at the trailer, you begin to notice small details that are easy to miss at first. These hidden clues are not loud or obvious, but they are carefully placed to tell a deeper story. The colors, the lighting, and even the way a scene is framed all seem to carry meaning. Nothing feels or unplanned. It is as if the trailer is quietly guiding us to look beyond what is being shown on the surface. One of the most interesting things to notice is how certain moments feel warmer or colder depending on the mood of this. Warm lighting often appears in moments that feel safe or controlled, while cooler tones seem to appear when tension rises. This contrast may suggest a shift in the emotional balance of Bertha and George's world. The changes in tone could be reflecting changes in their relationship, hinting that things are no longer as stable as they once were. Another detail worth paying attention to is body language. The way Bertha holds herself, the way George reacts without speaking, and even the distance between them in certain shots all tell a story on their own. There are moments where they appear close, yet something invisible seems to separate them. That space between them becomes just as important as anything they say or do. It suggests that their connection is being tested not just through words, but through presence and silence. There are also small visual hints that may point toward future conflict. Objects placed in the background, the direction of someone's gaze, or even the timing of a scene cut can all carry meaning. These details may seem minor, but in a story like this, they often foreshadow bigger events. It feels like the trailer is planting seeds for future drama, giving us pieces of the story before it fully unfolds. What makes these hidden clues so powerful is that they are open to interpretation. Different viewers may notice different things, and that adds to the mystery. It encourages you to watch the trailer more than once, each time catching something new that you missed before. This creates a deeper connection with the story, making the experience more engaging and thoughtful. In the end, these small details remind us that nothing in this world is simple. Every choice, every look, and every moment carries meaning. And for Bertha and George, these silent messages may be just as important as the events themselves. Asterisk, at the heart of this trailer lies a simple but powerful idea. Love is no longer the only thing guiding Bertha and George. Power, pride, and ambition are now standing right beside it, and sometimes even in front of it. The trailer begins to show that their relationship is not just about how they feel, but about what they are willing to sacrifice to protect their position in the world. This creates a deep emotional conflict that feels real and heavy. Bertha's character represents ambition at its highest level. She is focused on building influence, shaping her image, and securing her place in society. But ambition like this often comes with a cost. The trailer hints that the more she pushes forward, the more it may affect her personal life. There is a quiet question hidden in her journey. Can someone climb to the top without losing something important along the way? especially when that something is lover George stands on the other side of this emotional balance. He represents stability, control, and quiet strength. However, even someone as steady as George is not immune to pressure. The trailer suggests that he may be facing choices that challenge his values. He might have to decide between supporting Bertha's ambitions or holding onto his own principles. This kind of internal conflict can create distance, even in the strongest relationships. What makes this dynamic so interesting is that neither of them is clearly right or wrong. They are both driven by different goals, and both believe they are doing what is best. But sometimes, two strong pots do not run parallel. They begin to move in different directions, and that is where tension starts to grow. The trailer captures this feeling by showing moments where their actions do not fully align. Even if their intentions are still connected, this section also highlights an important theme. Love is not always enough when two people are moving through a world that demands power and control. It requires understanding, patience, and sometimes sacrifice. The trailer leaves us wondering whether Bertha and George can find that balance again, or if their ambitions will slowly create a gap that becomes harder to close. The emotional weight in this section is what makes the story feel so real. It is not just about grand events or dramatic moments, but about the quiet struggle between holding on to love and chasing something greater. And as the trailer suggests, that struggle may become the most important test they have ever faced. Asterisk, by the time the trailer comes to an end, it leaves us with more questions than answers. There is no clear resolution, no final promise, and no simple outcome. Instead, we are left standing at a moment where everything feels uncertain. This is where the story becomes even more powerful, because it asks us to think about what will happen next, and more importantly, what should happen next for Bertha and George. The final moments of the trailer feel like a quiet warning. The tension that has been building throughout is no longer hidden. It is right in front of us. Even if it is not fully spoken, you can feel that something is about to shift. Something that could either bring them closer or push them further apart. The silence at the end feels heavier than words, as if the story is holding its breath before the next big move. Bertha and George are still connected, but the trailer makes us question how strong that connection really is. Are they still moving forward together? Or are they slowly becoming two separate forces trying to hold onto the same world? This question sits at the center of everything we have seen. Their love has always been strong, but now it is being tested in ways that go beyond emotion. It is being tested by ambition, pressure, and the choices they make when no one is watching. What makes this ending so powerful is that it does not give closure. Instead, it leaves a feeling of anticipation, as if something important is just around the corner. The story is not finished. In fact, it feels like it is only beginning to reach its most critical point. The trailer builds this sense of expectation so well that you cannot help but wonder what will happen when the full story unfolds. In the end, the biggest question is not just about the plot. It is about the heart of their relationship. Can love survive when power grows stronger? Can two people with strong visions continue to walk the same path, or will their ambitions finally push them into different directions, forcing them to choose between each other and everything they have built? That is the real tension the trailer leaves us with, and that is what makes the upcoming story something worth watching closely.